We all grow up with the same basic idea of a fire truck, a big red box that shows up to handle every type of emergency. The reality of modern firefighting is a highly specialized, rigidly segmented logistical puzzle. Municipal planners face a severe math problem. Cities operate on strict budgets, and when an emergency call drops, response times are measured in seconds. You have to get the correct tool out the door immediately. This flowchart shows what happens when you get a scenario mismatch. Send a 40,000-pound urban pumper down a soft dirt road to fight a grass fire, and the system fails. The rig gets stuck, and the fire spreads. The fix is routing completely different fleet assets based on the exact physical demands of the local topography. We are actually looking at a roster of over 20 distinct, environment-specific vehicles, each engineered around specific operational constraints. Building an effective response network requires evaluating a region's exact risk profile to optimize fleet procurement. You buy the machines that solve your geography's specific problems. Just look inside any local fire station. The composition of that fleet is a physical map of the town's worst-case geographical vulnerabilities. Take a dense city environment. Planners here are dealing with tight streets, high population density, and tall structures. The frontline tool for this terrain is the standard fire engine. Its primary job is fast, aggressive fire attack, using onboard pumps and hoses. But an engine has a massive operational constraint. It relies entirely on municipal water pressure. Once its small onboard tank empties in a few minutes, it needs a fire hydrant to sustain the attack. Cities also stretch vertically. Ground-level hoses are highly restricted when a fire breaks out 10 stories above the pavement. This is where ladder trucks and tower ladders come in. The immense structural engineering of these extendable assemblies allows crews to operate safely at high angles, perform rescues from upper floors, and shoot elevated water streams. The trade-off is their physical footprint. Investing capital into aerial trucks yields a rig with a massive wheelbase, rendering it useless on tight rural roads or off-road conditions. Urban fleet optimization requires planners to trade broad mobility and water independence for massive pumping volume and vertical reach. Shift the focus to isolated rural regions, and the urban playbook collapses. These areas completely lack municipal hydrant infrastructure. Planners here rely on tanker trucks and water tenders. Notice the sheer cylindrical bulk of the rear tank. Their core function is transporting massive, standalone volumes of water directly to the scene. The engineering trade-off is extreme weight. Hauling that much water makes these trucks slow, and they lack the powerful, aggressive pumping capabilities of standard urban engines. Rural planners must also account for extreme off-road topography, where ground fires spread rapidly across steep, unpaved terrain. Look at the high ground clearance on this wildland fire engine. Along with brush trucks, these vehicles are built with rugged, lightweight frames specifically to crawl over extreme environments. But that lightweight design is a severe constraint. They carry a fraction of the water of a standard engine. Send them into a large structural fire, and they are completely outmatched. Optimizing for rural zones means accepting lower structural firefighting output in exchange for absolute water independence and terrain accessibility. Budget-constrained suburbs face a unique pressure. They deal with both residential neighborhoods and commercial mid-rises, but lack the capital to buy separate fleets of dedicated engines and ladder trucks. Their solution is the Quint truck. It is a financial and mechanical compromise that mounts a pump, a water tank, hoses, and an aerial ladder onto a single chassis. This comparison matrix illustrates the physical limits of that compromise. By trying to do everything, a Quint carries less water than a pure engine, and its ladder lacks the extreme reach of a dedicated tower ladder. Contrast this hybrid approach with the need for hyper-specialists. Some threats require massive capital investment in vehicles that a Quint cannot replace. Take the airport crash tender. Look at the aerodynamic cab and front foam turrets. It is uncompromised, engineered entirely for high-speed response to jet fuel fires and massive foam deployment. Heavy rescue units operate on a similar principle. They are effectively rolling toolboxes carrying complex extrication gear, lifting systems, and confined space equipment for situations where water is useless. Hybrid units provide excellent financial efficiency for everyday threats, but mitigating catastrophic, low-frequency risks requires absolute specialization. Beyond the frontline attack vehicles is the invisible logistical tail. Extended disaster scenarios require specialized support just to keep the human operators alive. Mobile air units are deployed to supply breathable oxygen for depleted tanks, while rehab units provide medical monitoring and rest areas to prevent physical exhaustion. Once the flames are out, salvage trucks take over. Their sole focus is protecting the property by deploying equipment to remove water and secure the structure from collapsing. The harsh reality of municipal procurement is that every dollar spent on these vital support units drains capital directly away from purchasing another frontline engine. Investing in an endurance logistical tail is the exact metric that separates a basic emergency response team from a highly sustainable disaster management agency. Ultimately, the perfect emergency vehicle does not exist. Efficacy requires matching mechanical constraints to environmental realities. Urban planners index budgets towards high-capacity engines, tower ladders, and heavy rescue units for vertical density. Rural planners funnel capital into water transport via tankers and off-road brush trucks. Suburbs embrace the quint truck, an efficient compromise for moderate density. True fleet optimization requires actively predicting and planning for the precise nature of your specific region's worst-case scenario. A city's safety is determined by the rigorous accuracy of its municipal risk assessment, ensuring the machines inside the station match the specific terrain outside its doors.